The Mosaic of Broken Dreams. In a realm where reality and dreams intertwined, there was a peculiar marketplace. Instead of fruits, trinkets, or fabrics, the stalls displayed fragments of dreams. Not just any dreams, but those which had been abandoned or broken. Lucas, a young man with curly brown hair and a penchant for daydreaming, stumbled upon this market while wandering aimlessly one day. He was fascinated by the myriad of dream fragments showcased in vibrant hues. Each stallholder was an artist, meticulously placing each dream shard into vast mosaics that told tales of ambitions, love, adventures, and fears. One mosaic in particular caught Lucas's attention. It was an incomplete piece with a gaping hole in the center. The artist, an old woman with wisps of gray hair and eyes that held millennia of stories, beckoned him closer. "This is the mosaic of broken dreams," she whispered. "Each piece represents a dream abandoned too soon. The center holds a space for the most precious dream of all. Would you like to see?" With a nod from Lucas, the old woman took a small, glowing shard from her pocket. It shimmered with an ethereal light, exuding warmth. "This," she said, "is your broken dream." Lucas was taken aback. He recognized the dream instantly. It was his childhood aspiration of becoming a renowned musician, which he had given up after facing numerous rejections. Seeing his reaction, the old woman gently said, "Every dream has value, young man. Even if it's broken or unfulfilled. When pieced together with others, it forms a story, a lesson, a memory." Lucas felt a mixture of sadness and nostalgia. But amidst those emotions, there was also an ember of hope. He inquired, "Is there a way to restore a broken dream?" The old woman smiled. "While some dreams may not come true in the way we imagine, their essence can still be pursued. Begin by placing this shard into the mosaic." As Lucas placed his dream fragment into the heart of the mosaic, the once incomplete artwork began to radiate a brilliant light. The surrounding shards resonated, and a harmonious melody filled the air, the collective heartbeat of countless dreams. The marketplace, sensing the restoration, cheered and celebrated. Lucas felt a renewed sense of purpose. He may not become the musician he once aspired to be, but he realized he could still embrace the essence of his dream in myriad other ways. The old woman, now content, whispered her final piece of wisdom, "Remember, young dreamer, our dreams may break, but they can also pave the way for new beginnings." And with that, Lucas ventured forth, carrying with him the melodies of dreams reborn. The Crimson Quill. In an ancient library, nestled between books of lore and mystery, there was a unique artifact, a quill, seemingly ordinary, but of the deepest shade of crimson. Unlike other quills that were used for writing, this one had never seen ink. Instead, it held a magic of its own. Adelaide, the librarian, was the only one who knew of the quill's existence. Generations of her family had been the guardians of this library, and the tales spoke of how the quill held the power to bring stories to life. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a stranger named Elias entered the library. He was a writer, seeking inspiration for his next tale. Adelaide, noticing the spark of creativity in his eyes, decided to show him the Crimson Quill. Hesitant at first, Elias took the quill and began to write. As the quill touched the parchment, it didn't require any ink, the words formed in the same radiant crimson as the quill itself. But the true magic began when Elias wrote of a bird with feathers as blue as the sky. As he lifted the quill from the page, a chirping sound filled the library, and a blue bird emerged, fluttering its wings and perching on Elias's shoulder. Amazed, Elias realized the power of the Crimson Quill. It gave life to his words. He continued to write, creating a garden with flowers that whispered secrets, a brook with water that sang lullabies, and clouds that could be ridden. But with every creation, he felt a growing drain on his own energy. Adelaide, sensing the danger, cautioned, "The quill's magic is potent but comes at a price. You must balance creation with restraint." But Elias, intoxicated by the allure of the quill, didn't heed the warning. He wrote of mountains, oceans, and vast landscapes. The library transformed, becoming a universe of his creation. But with every word, Elias grew weaker until he finally collapsed, the quill slipping from his grasp. The library returned to its original state. The bluebird, the singing brook, the whispering flowers, all vanished. All that remained was a weary Elias and the Crimson Quill. Adelaide, with a sigh, placed the quill back in its secret chamber. "Its power is both a gift and a curse," she whispered. Elias, having recovered but deeply humbled, nodded. "True creation," he murmured, "requires not just magic, but also understanding and respect." He left the library with a newfound wisdom, carrying tales not of magic but of the balance between power and humility. And the Crimson Quill, in its silent chamber, waited for the next storyteller, ready to weave magic once again. Tales from the Twilight Tavern. In a realm not too far away, there stood a tavern unlike any other. It was known to appear at the brink of dusk, welcoming weary travelers and locals alike. Though the establishment was primarily a place for food and drink, it was most renowned for its tales. Every night, as the moon began its ascent, the patrons would gather around the large, crackling hearth, and a new story would unfold. Luna, the tavern's ageless barmaid, was often the storyteller. With her silver hair and eyes that held the secrets of countless tales, she had a voice that captivated all who listened. Tonight, as a soft melody played in the background, Luna began a tale that no one had heard before. Many moons ago, she started, her voice a soft whisper, there existed a mirror. Not just any mirror, but one that showed not the reflection of one's face, but of their heart's desires. The audience leaned in, their drinks momentarily forgotten. A young wanderer, having heard legends of this mirror, sought it out. The journey was treacherous, filled with menacing forests and treacherous mountains. Yet, his determination never waned. Days turned into nights and nights into days as the wanderer faced countless challenges. But one night, under a canopy of stars, he finally found it. The mirror, standing tall and majestic, shimmered under the moonlight. The wanderer approached it with caution. Looking into the mirror, he didn't see riches or power. Instead, he saw a simple home, a loving family, and the laughter of children. Tears filled his eyes as he realized that amidst his wandering, he had forgotten what truly mattered. The pursuit of legends and treasures had blinded him to his heart's real desire, love and connection. Returning to his homeland, the wanderer put his days of chasing myths behind him. He built the home he saw in the mirror and soon found love. As the years passed, the sound of children's laughter filled the air, just as the mirror had shown. Luna's voice trailed off, and a hush fell over the tavern. The tale had resonated with many, reminding them of the simple joys and desires that often get overlooked. As the night deepened, patrons began to share their tales, inspired by Luna's story. The tavern was filled with laughter, tears, and the shared understanding that sometimes, the most profound truths were found in the simplest tales. With the first light of dawn, the Twilight Tavern would vanish, only to reappear at the next dusk, awaiting new tales and those eager to listen. Another night, another story, in the ever-enchanting world of the Twilight Tavern.